Welcome beyond the veil. You are listening to Moonlight and Ironwood. If you want to skip the wait and download the full audiobook right now, the link is in the description. Now, take a deep breath. The mist is rising. Chapter 11. The Omegas Rise. I need to go see Nia. We were walking out of the Alpha's office, my hand still tightly gripped in Aiden's. The hallway felt different now. The guards nodded deeper as we passed. The air smelled clearer. Aiden stopped, turning to me. Nia? Now, Journey. You've had a hell of a morning. Maybe you should rest. No, I said firmly. Nia is the only person who stood by me when I was broken. She faced down the entire school group chat for me this morning. I'm not leaving her in the dark. Aiden studied my face for a moment, then smiled, that devastating, crooked smile that made my wolf purr. Okay, let's go get your girl. We took Aiden's SUV. He drove us out of the Alpha's estate and down the winding roads toward the lower-income housing where most of the Omegas lived. It was a stark contrast to the mansions of the elite, but to me, it felt more like home than my own house ever had. We pulled up to a small, slightly run-down blue house with a peeling white fence. Before Aiden even put the car in park, the front door flew open. Nia stood there, wielding a cast-iron skillet like a weapon of war. Her curly hair was a halo of frizz, and she was wearing fuzzy pajama pants with tacos on them. "Stay back," she yelled, pointing the skillet at the SUV. "I know Krav Maga. Kind of." I laughed, opening the door and stepping out. "Nia, put the pan down. It's me." Nia froze. She squinted at me, then at Aiden, who was getting out of the driver's side. Her eyes widened. "Journey." She dropped the skillet on the porch with a loud clang. You're not in a dungeon." "Not even a little bit," I said, walking up the path. Nia sprinted toward me and tackled me in a hug that nearly knocked the wind out of me. "You idiot! You scared me to death! Everyone said you were kidnapped or dead or eloped to Vegas." "I'm sorry," I gasped, hugging her back. "It's been a lot." Nia pulled back, holding me at arm's length. She sniffed the air, her nose wrinkling. Then her eyes went wide. She looked from me to Aiden, then back to me. "Whoa," she whispered. "You smell different. Like, really different. It's not just the mate bond. It's heavy, like ozone." "Can we come in?" I asked. "I have to tell you everything." Inside, Nia's living room was cluttered and cozy. We sat on her worn-out sofa while Aiden leaned against the wall near the door, looking out of place in his expensive clothes, but completely at ease. I told her everything. The solstice ball, the run in the snow, the night at Aiden's, the meeting with my parents and Jackie. When I got to the part about the shift, Nia stopped me. "Wait," she said, holding up a hand. "You shifted? Fully?" "Yeah." "And?" I looked at Aiden. He nodded encouragingly. I turned back to Nia. "And my eyes aren't brown anymore, Nia." I let my wolf surface just enough to bleed the colour into my gaze. I felt the familiar electric hum, and when I looked at Nia, her jaw literally dropped. "Violet," she breathed. "Holy crap. You have violet eyes." "Royal eyes," Aiden corrected from the doorway. "She's a royal wolf, Nia. The first in centuries." Nia stared at me for a long, silent minute. Then she let out a high-pitched scream of excitement and started hitting my arm. "I knew it! I knew you weren't broken! I told you! I told you that you were special, but royal! Journey, that's insane! That means you outrank everyone! You outrank Jackie! Oh my God! You outrank Jackie!" She did a little victory dance on the rug. I couldn't help but laugh. It was the first normal reaction I'd had all day. "Nia, sit down," I said, grabbing her hand. "There's more." "More? What could possibly be more than you being the Wolf Queen?" "I'm going to be Luna," I said softly. Alpha Stone accepted the bond. The engagement with Jackie is over. Nia's face went serious. She squeezed my hand. "That's big, Jay. That's huge. But it's going to be dangerous. Jackie isn't going to just let this go, and there are people in the pack who won't like an outsider taking the top spot." "I know," I said. "That's why I'm here." I took a deep breath. "I can't do this alone, Nia. I don't know the first thing about pack politics. I don't know who to trust. The only person I've ever trusted is you." "I'm always here for you," Nia said fiercely. "You know that. I've got your back." "No," I shook my head. "I mean, I need you officially." I looked at Aiden again. He gave me a small nod. This was my pack now. My choice. "Nia," I said, looking her dead in the eye, "I want you to be my gamma." Silence. Complete, stunned silence. Nia blinked. She looked at Aiden. She looked back at me. Then she burst out. "Gamma? Me? Journey? Have you met me? I'm 5'2" on a good day. I cry when animals die in movies. I'm an Omega. Omegas don't become Gammas. We make the sandwiches. We don't lead the guard." "Tradition is overrated," I said. "And I don't need a Gamma who can bench press a truck. I have plenty of warriors for that. I need a Gamma who is smart, who hears everything, who knows the pack from the bottom up. You know everyone's secrets, Nia. You know who's loyal and who's faking it." "But the council," Nia stammered. "They'll never accept an Omega in the inner circle." "They accepted me," I pointed out, "and I was the broken girl yesterday. I'm the Luna now. I choose my circle, and I choose you." Nia stared at me, tears welling up in her eyes. "You're serious?" "Dead serious. I need my best friend. I need my sister. Not the one who shares my blood, but the one who shared my pain." Nia wiped her eyes aggressively. She stood up, took a deep breath, and squared her shoulders. "Okay," she said, her voice but determined. "Okay. If the Wolf Queen wants me, she's got me. But I'm warning you. I'm going to redesign the Gamma uniform. The current one is hideous." I stood up and hugged her, feeling a piece of the puzzle snap into place. "Deal," I promised. Aiden stepped forward, extending his hand to Nia. "Welcome to the inner circle, Gamma Nia." Nia looked at his hand, then shook it firmly. "Thanks, Alpha. Just don't make me run laps, okay?" "Aiden, we'll see." As we walked out to the car, the three of us together, I felt a shift in the wind. The storm with Jackie was far from over. The pack was in chaos. But for the first time, I had a team. I had my mate, and I had my best friend. And with violet eyes and an Omega Gamma, we were going to change everything. Chapter 12. The Ice Queen. I destroyed my room. It wasn't a tantrum. A tantrum was what a child threw when they didn't get a toy. This was a demolition. I ripped the silk curtains from the rods. I swept my collection of imported perfumes off the vanity, watching the crystal bottles shatter against the hardwood floor until the air choked with the scent of 1,000 crushed flowers. I took a pair of scissors to the emerald dress I had worn last night, the dress I was supposed to be wearing when Aiden claimed me, and shredded it until it was nothing but expensive green confetti. "Jackie, please," my mother from the doorway. "Stop it, you're scaring me." "Scaring you?" I whirled on her, a shard of glass still in my hand. "You should be scared, Mother. Your precious royal daughter just stole my entire future, and you stood there and let her." "We didn't know," my father said, stepping in front of my mother. He looked old, defeated. The violet eyes. Jackie, you saw them. You felt the power. It's the law of the pack, the moon goddess. "I don't care about the moon goddess!" I hurling a jewellery box at the wall. "I worked for this. For 18 years, I was perfect. I trained until my muscles burned. I studied pack law until my eyes bled. I courted Aiden. I charmed his parents. I did everything right." I paced the room, my heels crunching on the glass. "Journey did nothing," I spat. "She sat in her room eating carbs and reading fantasy novels. She was weak. She was pathetic. And just because she has some freak genetic mutation, she gets to be Luna. She gets Aiden." The thought of Aiden made my chest burn. The way he had looked at her. He had never looked at me like that. Not once. With me, he was polite, political. With her, he was consumed. "It's not fair," the rage turning into a cold, hard knot in my stomach. "Life isn't fair, honey," my mum said, "but we have to accept it. She is high-ranking now. If you challenge her, if you disrespect her..." "She's my sister," I yelled. "She's practically a pet." "She is the future Luna," my father corrected, his voice for the first time. "And you will treat her as such. If you attack her again, Alpha Stone will banish you. Do you understand? You will lose your pack." I stared at him. My own father, taking the side of the potato princess. "Get out," I said. "Jackie, get out," my wolf surfacing in a snarl. They fled, cowards. I stood alone in the wreckage of my room. My perfect life was gone. My status was gone. My mate, my intended mate, was gone.
The shadows are lengthening. That is the end of this chapter.
Can't wait to see what happens next. You don't have to. Download the full uninterrupted story right now at the link below. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Sweet nightmares.